Hello all, good morning. So today I'll take an introduction session on SAP ABAP. So in this session I'll cover what is SAP, what is SAP ABAP, how as a ABAP consultant you are going to use SAP ABAP skill in the projects, right? First we'll understand the basics of SAP. So like what is the SAP and how we are using SAP in any organization, right? And how we use SAP ABAP in SAP environment. Before that, we have some basics of ERP. We'll understand the basics of ERP. And about this content, what we are going to cover in this course is SAP ABAP, Core ABAP. Core ABAP in the sense the basic modules available in ABAP like reports, enhancements, print layouts. This all comes under Core ABAP. The very basic ABAP, it is mandatory to learn, right? So we should cover Core ABAP. Once we completed the Core ABAP, or when we are going along the Core ABAP concepts in between, I'll be covering SAP ABAP on HANA. Core ABAP, and next, once we done with the Core ABAP, basic Core ABAP concepts, I'll be covering ABAP on HANA. It is advanced ABAP and it is mandatory in all implementation projects at present, right? Even in interviews, everyone is asking about ABAP on HANA. I'll explain what is HANA and how we are going to apply ABAP programming on HANA. HANA is just a database. And next, I'll cover basics of SAP Gateway Services, or we call it as OData services. Okay, so these concepts we are going to cover as part of this training, and this is purely a job oriented training, not to research on ABAP or not to learn everything in ABAP, right? So whatever required for the job, we choose those concepts and we'll work on them, right? So whatever the concepts or whatever the modules we are using in the projects, there are many things in ABAP which we are not using, many of them in the recent projects. Okay, so we'll learn whatever required for the project. Okay, and this is purely a job oriented training. So you should be able to practice at least 2 hours a day. Okay, if you have time to practice, if you have time to work on the system for at least 2 hours a day, so this training is for you. So we are covering from the basics. So if you think like you don't have any basic programming knowledge, or if you are not aware of any technical skills, that is okay, because we are covering from the basics. Okay, so only thing required here is every day you need to practice for at least 2 hours, maybe minimum 1 hour. Okay, apart from the class. Okay, practice is very important. So we do 40% class and 60% practice. So your time should be allocated to 40% to the training and 60% to the practice. Okay, is everyone clear on this? Or if you have any questions, you
Yeah.
can ask.
Yes, sir.
And the current market for ABAP is very good. There are huge openings for ABAP. But thing is, we have very limited opportunities for freshers. Okay, even if you get some opportunity, they are paying less salary initially. Maybe for the first year, you may get around 15K, 20K per month. But there are some opportunities where MNCs can hire as a fresher. But as I said, the opportunities for freshers are very less in these days, not only on ABAP, but on any technology. Okay, the guys who can use like 3 years or 4 years of experience, they have huge opportunities on ABAP. And about the package, depends on your communication skills, right? Depends on your confidence levels. So you can ask. Okay, any questions? So here I mentioned the basics of gateway services because we cannot cover entire gateway services concepts in the same course. It's entirely a different thing. It will take another 2-3 months. Okay. So whatever required for you guys, like who have like 3 years or 4 years of experience, right? Whatever required, we are going to cover. And as part of this core ABAP, we are going to cover OO ABAP as well, object oriented ABAP. Okay, nothing but object oriented programming. Okay, so these are the main concepts we are going to cover as part of this training program. And let's understand the basics. First thing, so what is SAP? SAP is a product. SAP is a product, a software product. Why we are calling it as a product, not technology or anything? How many of you know MS Office, Microsoft Office? How many of you know? No one used Microsoft Office like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Most of you have used it, right? To update your profiles or to enter some data in Excel, you might have used it. So what is a prerequisite to use Microsoft Office? Do you need to write any programming? No, right?
Mm.
You
Yeah.
purchase that product, that license, install in your system and start using it. It's a ready to use software. You don't need to write or design any programming, right? So we call such kind of softwares as products, okay, which contains predefined functionalities. You don't need to write anything. All the like whatever the functionalities required, they are already designed and ready to use. Okay. How many of you know Tally? Tally software. Have you heard of Tally? Accounting software. It is also kind
Calculation.
of ERP. It's also kind of ERP product, but not a complete ERP, right? It is only for accounting things. But if you talk about SAP, SAP is a complete ERP software which is using by 60% of the companies. Wherever you go and check any huge organization, any plant, any factory, right? They should have using SAP as their ERP software. SAP is most popular and reliable ERP software. It is designed back in late like 1980s, right? And there are a lot of enhancements applied to this ERP product. There are a lot of versions released, right? And a lot of advanced functionalities have been added to this product over the years. So as I said, SAP is the most popular ERP software. If you take ERP software market, SAP's market share is 60%. And rest of the other softwares like Oracle, Microsoft, there are a lot of other companies who build their own products, ERP products. For example, for Oracle, they have Oracle apps. For Microsoft, they have Microsoft Dynamics as their ERP product. Different other companies build their own ERP products. But the most popular ERP software is SAP. It is developed by the company SAP. Company name also SAP. The product name and company names both are same. Don't confuse there. Okay. So the abbreviation for SAP is System, Applications and Products in Data Processing. There is a common abbreviation we use for SAP, right? So as I said, SAP is a ERP software, right? What is ERP? How many of you know ERP? Sorry.
Enterprise resource planning.
Yeah, whoever studied some computer science or any graduation in computer science related subjects, you might have come across ERP concept in your subject in any subject, right? So ERP is a enterprise resource planning software. So SAP is a ERP software. There are many ERP softwares, including SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle apps. But now we are learning SAP ERP, which is most popular ERP software. So what is SAP? What is ERP first? So it's an enterprise resource planning software. How it is different from other softwares? So ERP softwares are used to run the organization to manage different business process of the organization. Can you tell me what are the different departments in any company? Can you tell me some departments?
HR department,
Yes,
HR department,
accountant,
finance account department,
HR, finance. What are the other departments? Sales department, right? What are the other departments?
marketing,
Sales, marketing, comes under marketing. Sales only, right? Marketing. Where the manufacturing will happen. Where the manufacturing will happen.
your screen is not visible, sir. Can you share the screen?
Oh my God, sorry. I thought I was sharing. That's okay. Okay. So marketing comes under sales department. What are the other departments we have? Purchasing department. or procurement department? What is the functionality of this purchasing department? Who will buy the raw material? Let's say any company, let's say a Pepsi company. What do they manufacture? What is their final products, finished products? If you take Pepsi, what are the products of Pepsi company? No
Cold
one
drink.
know? Cool
Soft
drinks, right?
drink.
Soft drinks. So they
Yeah.
manufacture soft drink. That is the final product, right?
Yeah.
To make that drink, they need some raw materials, right?
Yes.
Like sugar, some concentrates,
Yeah.
right? Some other raw material. What do they use to mix it? They need some what is that? Carbon dioxide gas, right? So these are all the raw materials to prepare that final product. Pepsi company is not going to manufacture sugar, right? They don't make sugar. They purchase it from external companies who make sugar. Those external companies are vendors for Pepsi who supply raw materials. So which department will take care of that process? Purchasing raw materials. This purchasing department. This purchasing department will take care of it, right? They'll procure the raw material and provide it to the who will manufacture the products. Production department. Who works in the factory? Production department, right? Now, if these all departments work individually without proper communication, what will happen? Let's say sales department got order for 10 loads of Pepsi, right? And the sales department committed some expected delivery date within 10 days, right? Who will buy the products? Customers, right? Customers will buy the products. So sales departments will interact with the customers to take the orders. Once sales department got the order, who needs to manufacture it?
Production.
Production department. And sales department has to provide details of the order, one, what is the expected delivery date. And the production department has to plan for that production of 10 loads of product, right? To make that final product, production department needs some raw material, right? So production department has to check their stock of raw materials in the warehouse, whether the current raw materials available in the warehouse is sufficient to make that additional order or not. If the raw materials are not adequate to complete that order, what the production department has to do? They need to provide
Purchasing.
update to the purchasing department. Hey, we need these many raw materials in these quantities by this expected date to start our production. So production department has to provide that update to purchasing department. So that purchasing department will purchase raw materials from whom? Vendor
When
or supplier. Okay. Now, so purchasing department procured some raw material from vendors. Who will pay that amount to the vendor? Is it purchasing department?
No,
Finance
finance
department.
No.
department.
So purchasing department has to provide update of the purchase, raw material purchase to the finance department. And finance department has to pay to vendor or
Vendor.
supplier. We call it as account payables, account payable process. Okay. Now, once the production is completed, that final product is completed, the order is completed, and sales department delivered order to the customer. Now customer has to pay the money, right? It will go to
Yeah.
again finance department as account receivables. Now, what is the role of HR department here? Does it need to communicate with any of these departments, or it will work individually? Let's say for this additional 10 loads of order, there are no manpower available in the production department to fulfill this additional order. So what production department has to do? They
To
need to
communicate
hire
with the
additional resources, right?
resources,
With
HR department.
specific skills, right? They need to hire resources with specific skills who can manufacture these products. Now, production department has to update the traditional workforce demand to the HR department. Hey, we need additional resources to fulfill our additional order or additional demand. Now, HR department has to plan, recruit the employees, right? Recruit the employees. Now, who will provide, who will run the payroll for the employees? Payroll in the sense salaries, HR department. But who will really pay the salaries? That has
Finance
to go
department.
from finance department, right? And that update should be given to the HR department. Who are the employees and what is their salary, right? What is the amount they have to be credited, and is there any loss of pay, right? Is there any additional bonus for them we need to pay? These details should be provided to finance department so that finance department will deposit the amount in the employees accounts. Here what you have observed, every department is integrated with the other department. There is an integration, right? Integration in the sense communication, right? For what? To fulfill one order, one customer order, right? To complete one customer order, every department needs to work with the other department. Then only this final order will be completed within the due date, expected delivery date. If there is no proper communication, what will happen? There is a delay, right? There is a delay in delivering the product. What will happen if there is a delay?
Negative feedback.
There is negative
The
feedback
company
on
will
the
be lost.
company. Negative feedback on the company, so that there might be less orders in future. No customer will believe the company, right? If there is no communication between all these different departments, or if there is a manual communication, communication is still there, but that is manually by sending the email or by calling, right? Still there is a delay. If you take manual process, you might have forgot to send the email, right? It will take time to complete all this integration if you take manual process. So that's why by using SAP or ERP or any other ERP, if you are using enterprise resource planning software, there will be a better integration between all these different departments. And also ERP provide predefined functionalities. Predefined functionalities. That means you don't need to develop anything to use it. Install, purchase the license and start using it. There are predefined functionalities already available to run all these departments, right? But if you take two companies, most of the business process would be same, but there might be some differences, maybe 30% differences, how they run the organization. So once you implement ERP, you need to do enhancements as per your own requirements. If you have any special requirements, what you need to do? You need to do enhancements to the ERP software or create custom applications. Custom in the sense a completely new applications along with the standard applications provided along with ERP software. You can do your own custom applications and you can enhance, means adding additional features to the standard applications once you implemented ERP software in your organization. Why I'm telling this? I'm saying that ERP contains predefined applications. Then you might ask, if there are, if the all applications are already developed, they are ready to use, then what is the role of us? What we need to do? What is the role of ABAP developer in SAP ERP? You need to create custom applications or you need to enhance the standard applications to meet your company's requirements, to meet your organization's requirements. Okay? To enhance or to create custom applications. What is the programming or what is the technology we use in SAP ERP? We use SAP ABAP. Okay? SAP ABAP. Is everyone clear about ERP? By using enterprise resource planning software, there is a better integration between all the different departments of the company and it will improve the performance of the company. Okay? ERP software will improve the performance of the company. The main advantage of the ERP software is it is single point of truth or single point of data. You don't need to go for different systems to get the data of HR department, sales department, purchasing departments, finance department. You don't need to use many systems to run all these applications. So you can use only one product, that is SAP ERP, and you can run all the departments business process in SAP ERP. Okay? So it will be a single point of truth for the data. To get data of any department, you can get that from SAP ERP. Okay? So any questions on this? Any questions on this?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, so we covered the ERP and what is SAP. SAP is a ERP product. SAP is a ERP product which is developed by, which is designed and developed by SAP company. Okay. Company name is also SAP. Like Microsoft, SAP is one of the company. Okay. Earlier we call it as SAP AG. Now this company we are calling it as SAP SC. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes.
This SC means it is related to some European standards. Okay, like as if you take any US companies, you can see Inc, right? Microsoft Inc, INC. If you take Indian companies, Limited, right? Infosys Limited, TCS, Tata Consultancy Services Limited, like that. SE is some European standard, what they use for. Okay. Earlier, they are using SAP AG. I think that is relevant to some German. It's a German, like this SAP is designed and developed in Germany. Okay. Even if you open SAP, right, you can see a lot of names related to German. Okay. It's a German company. So what is SAP ABAP? SAP ABAP is a programming language which we use in SAP ERP to design the new applications or to enhance the existing standard applications. Okay, so we use SAP ABAP. ABAP is a fourth generation programming language. ABAP 4, we call it as ABAP 4 because it is a fourth generation programming language. So in the next session, I'll be explaining what are the different generations of the programming languages and what is the difference between each generation. Okay, ABAP is a fourth generation programming language. What is the first generation programming language? Anyone know? Mission language. It contains only zeros and ones. Even now, system can understand only mission language, but we are writing code in human understandable language that will be converted into mission language automatically in background by using some compilers and interpreters. We'll discuss that in detail in the next session. Okay, is everyone clear about this?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Next, OLTP, OLAP. What is OLTP and what is OLAP? OLTP means online transaction processing system and OLAP means online analytical processing system. Don't listen it as some technical thing because I'll relate it to your real world examples. Okay. So I'll tell you an example for OLTP system. How many of you deposited any amount in the banks or withdraw amount in banks? Most of you have do that regularly, right?
Yes.
So whenever you go to the bank cashier or bank clerk use one system to deposit your amount or withdraw the amount. What type of system it is? It is a OLTP system. They create the transactions in the system. They create daily. What is the purpose of that system? Daily it will create transactions, withdrawal, deposits, right? Everything. If you go to the shopping mall and you purchase some items and you go to the billing counter, what they do at the billing counter? They generate bill, right? So what kind of system it
Yeah,
is? That is also a OLTP
OLTP
system.
system.
They create the transactions daily, right? If you go to the railway reservation counter, they book the tickets, right? So what kind of system it is? That is also online transaction processing system, OLTP system. They daily create the transactions, business transactions, right? Now, what is OLAP system? Online analytical processing system. This is a separate system which we use for analysis purpose, reporting purpose, to analyze the data. For example, if railway department want to analyze, right, who's booking, like from which area they're getting more requests for the AC compartments, right? What is the station that is having highest bookings for AC compartments? And what is the area that is having highest bookings for sleeper coaches? They want to do that analysis so that they can plan more AC coaches in that route to get more business, right? In a specific route, passengers are not interested in sleeper coaches. They are more interested in AC coaches. Then what the company has to do? They has to increase the AC coaches, right, by reducing the sleeper coaches, so that more people can book tickets. They will get more business, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
But how can they know what is the route or what is the station that is having more bookings for sleeper coaches? They have to analyze the data. They have to analyze the ticket reservations created from the past 3 or 4 years, right? They need to find out what are the total AC coach bookings and what are the total sleeper coach bookings by analyzing lakhs of transactions, lakhs of ticket bookings, right? If they take only current day data, if they analyze only by taking current day data, are they going to get the proper result?
No.
Maybe last 1 week, they might have huge bookings for AC coaches due to some reason.
Bulk data you will get.
Maybe after some time, there may not be any bookings, right? So to get the proper output, they have to analyze the historical data from the past 3 years data, or maybe from the past 4 years data, they have to analyze, right? To get the relevant information, right? They have to analyze, they have to aggregate all these lakhs of tickets reservations, right? That needs huge system resources. You need a huge system resources to aggregate or to summarize all these lakhs of records from the past 4 years. If you apply this data analysis in the same OLTP system, what will happen? This cannot be handled. That's huge load on the system, right? One way you are creating the transactions, and the other way you are trying to analyze past 4 years or 5 years data. There will be a huge load on the system, and system may be down. What happens when there is a huge load on the system? The servers will down, right? And you are going to lose all the transactions. You cannot do any transactions, right? If the server is down, you need to wait until the servers are again up. You are going to lose a lot of business in this downtime, right? To avoid that, so there is a separate system designed for data analysis, right? All the transactions will be copied to OLAP system every day, and the data analysis will be executed on OLAP system, online analytical processing system. What is the use of this online analytical processing system? OLTP system is for daily transactions, to create transactions. That is the lifeline of any business. But what is OLAP system? It is for decision making. Decision making. As I said, like in the previous example, how railway department can take the decision of adding more AC coaches. Will they just do take some decision without any analysis? No, right? They have to do the analysis, right? They have to analyze that route, right? What are the coaches having more profitability? By analyzing last 4 years or 5 years data, by looking at the results, then they can take the decision. Hey, from the past 4 years, we have huge bookings for AC compartments in this specific route. So that if we can add more coaches, we'll get more business. They can take that decision by analyzing the data. So OLAP helps for better decision making. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So the management can analyze, hey, what is the product that is having huge sales in the month of September, by analyzing last 5 years or 4 years data. And they can order more for that particular product. which is having more demand in the month of September and October, right? They can increase that stock so that they can sell more products, they can get more profit. If they take bad decisions, that will impact the company revenue, right? So by using OLAP systems, management can take better decisions. We call it as a decision making system. And this is the process of transactions and analysis. In OLTP system, transactions will be created. What we call this? Operational data. We call this data as operational data because we don't keep historical data in OLTP systems. We don't keep last 10 years of data in the OLTP system. We keep only operational data, maybe last 3 years or 4 years data. Okay? But in OLAP system, we keep historical data. In OLAP systems, we keep historical data. Okay? How data will be moved to OLAP system? Because the transactions are created in OLTP system. Once the transactions are created after business hours, after closing the business, every day we use ETL process. ETL means extraction, transformation, and loading process to move transactions created on the day to the OLAP system. And here, by using that historical data, management can take decisions. They'll generate the reports and take the decisions. Okay. So every day, this ETL will run after business hours, after closing the business hours. So all the transactions created in OLTP system will be moved to OLAP system, right? Here we are not going to create any records. In OLAP system, we don't do any transactions. We don't create any records. We just read records from OLTP and keep that records in the OLAP system. Okay, for reporting purpose, but decision making. Okay, what is ETL means? Extraction, transformation, and
Loading.
loading. We have different ETL tools available, like in SAP BW, we have a ETL tool, Informatica, Data Stage, right? There are different ETL tools available. The example for SAP OLTP system is SAP ERP. Okay, ERP software is a OLTP system. What is the example for OLAP system? SAP BW is the SAP OLAP system, right? OLTP, OLAP not specific to SAP. Okay, there are Microsoft products of OLTP systems, Microsoft products of OLAP systems, right? The behavior of the system tells it is a OLTP or OLAP. Okay, if you take SAP, OLTP product is SAP ERP and OLAP product is SAP BW. And in the recent days, we are using SAP DataSphere, that is a cloud environment of data analytics. Okay, is everyone clear on this? Is everyone clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. So again, there are different versions of SAP ERP. The old version of SAP ERP is SAP ECC. Still, many projects are running on SAP ECC because they don't want to upgrade to new version SAP S4 HANA, right? The current version of SAP ERP is SAP S4 HANA, and every year or for every 2 years, they'll release a new version of SAP S4 HANA. Okay, here, what is SAP ABAP? ABAP is a fourth generation programming language which we use in SAP ERP to create custom applications or to
Enhance the
enhance the
ex-
standard
existing.
applications, existing applications. Because SAP is a product, right? It contains all predefined functionalities, right?
Yes.
To create the sale order, to create the bill, right? To create the invoice, to create the payroll. Applications are already developed, which are suitable for most of the companies, right? But business process is not 100% same in all the companies, right? so that they provided a flexibility to create the custom applications as per the customer requirement or to enhance the standard applications, right? So in which programming language they designed the standard applications? SAP ABAP. So we use same SAP ABAP to create the custom applications or enhance the standard applications. Okay, is everyone clear? So what is the
Yes,
role
sir.
of ABAP developer? Work with the functional people to gather the requirements. Functional in the sense, if you take these different departments, they'll have a functional consultants who will gather the requirements, right? And you need to work with functional consultants to understand the requirement. They'll provide you the requirement, what you need to develop, and what are the tables you need to use, and what is the logic you need to use, right? As a ABAP developer, what is your role? You need to understand the requirement and create the application with the help of functional inputs, functional consultant inputs. Inputs in the sense requirement details and the business logic what you need to apply. Okay, they have to provide that to you, and you need to develop the application by using ABAP. If you take any project, right? If you take a project like a project of 50 members, 50 resources in the project. So major share of the resources will be ABAP consultants in most of the projects. Okay, there is a need of more ABAP consultants in the project. Okay, so SAP, like as I said, Microsoft is having their own ERP software, right? What is it? Microsoft Dynamics. Still, still Microsoft uses SAP in their business. Microsoft is a competitor, right, for SAP, but still Microsoft uses SAP in their business, in their business functionalities. Apple also uses SAP ERP to run the business or their organization business process. If you take any large organization, most of them are using SAP ERP. Okay, because that's why there is a huge demand for SAP consultants. Out of there are different functional domains available, but there is a huge demand for ABAP developers. Okay, and things are changing, not like older days of ABAP. We need to learn advanced ABAP, right? And we need to learn gateway services, right? Core ABAP is not sufficient anymore, so you need to learn ABAP on HANA and gateway services, at least basics of the gateway services. That is required. Okay, so we'll be covering core ABAP and new ABAP syntaxes, ABAP on HANA, and gateway services. Okay, is everyone clear on this?
Yes.
Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll continue in the next session. So I'll be explaining about like more details about ABAP and what are the different generations of ABAP. Sorry, different programming languages, generations of the programming languages, and we'll see how we can access SAP software and how we can write a simple programming. Okay, the prerequisites for this training is like you should have at least 3 hours in a day to attend the class, including to attend the class and to practice for 2 hours. That is the minimum requirement for this training program. And you need to have average communication skills, at least a basic communication skills. Okay, if you are not good in communication, start improving it from today, because communication plays very important role in job to deliver the things. Okay, 60% of the technical skills and 40% of the communication required. Okay, if you're not good in English communication, that's okay. You can start from today. It will take one month to improve it. Even you are not good in the English communication. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir,